Hey, so I was reading in John 5 this morning, and it's talking about a lame man that was laid out by a pool. And a lot of people laid out there said impotent, blind, halt, withered. These people who couldn't really do anything for themselves were out there because an angel would come and stir the waters, and then whoever got him first would be healed. So this man wanted that physical healing. So he was laying there. Well, one day Jesus goes by there, and he specifically asked this man, he says, "Will thou be made whole?" And of course, Christ says, hey, this is an opportunity. What the guy says is, I can't help myself and I have no one to help me. Right? He had all these excuses, but Jesus disregarded those excuses because he said unto him, Jesus saith unto him, "Rise, take up thy bed and walk." And immediately the man was made whole and took up his bed and walked. All right. It was a Sabbath day, so some Jews began to question him, and they were like, who healed you, right? And of course, as you keep reading, we find that he's in the temple, because afterward Jesus finds him in the temple and says, "Behold, thou art made whole." Then comes what I would say the more important miracle. Number one, he had just gotten physical healing. He received strength in his body, deliverance from being paralyzed, not being able to help himself or help anyone else. God delivered him from all that. But more importantly, it says, "Thou art made whole, sin no more, lest the worst thing come unto thee." All right, so he didn't just give him physical healing, he gave him spiritual healing. He healed him from spiritual paralysis. He says, "Now I've given you the ability to have strength in me, to have deliverance in me. Will you be made whole? Go and sin no more. Sin no more, lest the worst thing come unto thee." So this is what Christ does for every believer. He offers us more than the physical, and he says, "I'm going to give you a spiritual healing." But what are you going to do with that? Because we've received the ability, to rise up. We've received the ability to take up and walk and go, right? Take up our cross and follow him. That's what he's given us the ability to do, to be delivered from more than the physical things, but all the other things that come along in our life and that continue to come until death. But he says, "Lest the worst thing come unto thee." So when we're saved, we get the opportunity to have something completely new, because that's literally what it is. You're made new, you're born again, you're a new creature in Christ. In fact, he was just telling some of the other scripture that I was reading, he was just telling his disciples and the Pharisees, because they were questioning that, hey, you don't mix an old garment with a new one, because it doesn't go together, it's gonna tear. And you don't put old wine in new bottles, it's completely new. What I am offering is not the same. It's completely new. So you got to let go of all that old stuff and adhere to the new things that I'm teaching you and telling you. So when he gives us the opportunity to become something new, and we do nothing with it, okay, we look at that maybe like someone who has a talent, they're not doing anything with it, it's a waste of talent. In this case, he's given us all this power, ability, and testimony to show who he is, to show what's been done. Yet if that man had chose to go back to that pool and lay down and never do nothing with it, it would have been a complete waste, right? Sometimes we can choose to remain in a helpless state, even though we've been given all this power and ability and strength and deliverance to rise, take up our bed and walk. In this case, rise, take up our cross and follow him. So basically, what he's saying, it would be better to never have had that ability than to have it and not do anything with it. All right. So don't get stuck thinking you can never be delivered from that spiritual paralysis. Don't. He's delivered you from that if you're his. If you're saved, he's delivered you from that. So don't go back. All right, get up and move forward. He says, "Rise up, rise, take up thy bed and walk." And he says, "Go and sin no more." We have that ability. We have the ability to overcome sin, to overcome temptation, and to not go lay back and be paralyzed by our sin, because it does chain us up, right? It locks us down. It keeps us paralyzed. And so what are you going to believe? Will thou be made whole? What are you going to believe? Will you? It's up to you. He's offering it. Be blessed.